Kenny Heatley is live at a shutdown construction site in Sydney. Murmurs that this might not go ahead. It will, but the Premier indicating perhaps some things can get in place, Kenny, that if the rest of the lockdown continues, construction could reopen.
Yes, maybe hinting that there could be a change, but no announcement on any changes to that construction ban at today's press conference. And there were reports leading up to the press conference circulating on social media and radio that potentially the ban would be lifted or reversed. Well, that didn't happen, and the Premier defending her decision about the construction ban.
What we can't have is people, especially who may not even have symptoms, visiting multiple work sites, visiting construction sites with hundreds of workers and spreading the disease. And that is a threat that was too great. I'm just across the road from the Sydney Football Stadium redevelopment, one of the larger construction sites in Sydney. There's been no one here all throughout the morning apart from the odd security guard coming through. And Sky News managed to catch up with Carlos, a building manager, when he was locking up his site at Marylands in Sydney's West this morning.
All the trades are at home. We employ a number of trades, like I said before, carpenters, bricklayers. It's just, it's crippling to us, it's crippling to the industry, it's crippling to the trades. It's going to be a hard time, but hopefully we can all get through this.
But every day at the press conference, we hear the Premier say that she follows the health advice to the T, but no specific details about exactly what the health advice is or indeed how broad that health advice is. Well, a little bit of a hint coming from Dr. Kerry Chant today.
We provide the advice in terms of the broad principles of what we need to see. We've highlighted the fact that I think that the disease burden is incredibly high in southwestern Sydney, and to some extent we can define the problems of what we're trying to achieve from a public health objectives, and then it's a matter for how whole of government puts input into it.
So the New South Wales Chief Health Officer there giving some insight into how these decisions are made and how they formulate these restrictions. But also Dr. Kerry Chant was talking about the Delta variant and how much more dangerous it is and the level of discipline that's needed in this outbreak compared to previous ones.
Unfortunately, it is the Delta variant, with its transmissibility, requires us almost to be perfect at all times. So don't go and visit anyone else. Don't have anyone into your home. Please be so safe when you're going outside.
Also touched on today is the vaccines. The Premier saying they just don't have enough supply, even though there's 2 more vaccine hubs coming online today, and they've been administering jabs from this morning in Sydney CBD at Pitt Street, and also there's one in the Lake Macquarie region at Belmore. It's an old Bunnings site there, and there's a couple more coming online in the coming weeks, including a mass vaccination centre in the Illawarra. The Chief Health Officer, Dr. Kerry Chant, says that over 60s should still be coming forward, and there's plenty of AstraZeneca supply, and she's not happy with the amount of over 60s are vaccinated at the moment. And also the Deputy Commissioner of the New South Wales Police, Gary Warboy, says there's no ring of steel around the southwest of Sydney or any LGA in Sydney, and in fact their operations span across the entire state. Tom.
Kenny, thank you. So no construction for at least a couple of weeks there in Sydney.